Welcome to Effective Resumes, presented by WorkSource Spokane. Today we will talk about the following items: targeting your resume, quantifying accomplishments, resume formats and guidelines. So what is the purpose of a resume? To get an interview, of course. Your resume should be viewed as an advertisement. The idea is to attract attention, build interest, and generate action, just as an advertisement or commercial does. The action in the hiring process is an interview, not a sale. Building your personal brand. Your brand is your reputation. What do you want your reputation to say about you? Your brand should demonstrate who you are, what you stand for, what makes you stand out, who you serve, what you are passionate about, any or all of these. Your brand statement can work as your objective statement on your resume. Let's take a look at some personal brand examples. Example 1. Graphic designer with a reputation for innovative designs that inspire customers to action. Example 2. Customer service specialist that excels at providing technical support with patience and understanding. What do you see when you read these statements? Can you see the individual's brand? Let's take a moment to brainstorm and think about what you want your brand to say about you. Pause the video at this time and start writing your own personal brand statement. Attracting the employer's attention. First step in gaining an interview is for your resume to grab the employer's attention, and this typically can take less than 15 seconds. Most employers look at your resume in a matter of seconds and make a decision to either read your resume immediately or to discard your resume entirely. The way to get an employer's attention is to target your resume. You can target your resume using the keywords from a job description. The job description is a key component to helping you target your resume. The employer is telling you exactly what they are looking for. Keywords. Keywords are powerful and essential to use the employer's language in your resume. Study the job description to identify those key skills, knowledge, experience, and characteristics that are important to the employer, and then be able to focus your resume to highlight the areas in which you are a great match. Let's take a look at using keywords in your resume. Here's an example. In this example, an individual has written their first draft of their resume and is describing a skill that they have that is common in their chosen occupation. Here is the original statement. Coordinates with other staff and outside agencies in developing individualized treatment plans. Next, let's take a look at the job description itself. Work in collaboration with other team members and professionals in development of treatment plans. In this example, we have highlighted the key words in the job description. Now let's take a look at the targeted statement using those key words. Collaborates with team members and professionals in development of individualized treatment plans. Let's take a look at another example. Here's an original statement. Wastewater treatment operator position that will utilize my experience in wastewater treatment facilities. Now let's take a look at the job description. The responsibilities of this classification include operating, monitoring, and maintaining wastewater treatment and odor control equipment, systems and processes in a wastewater, primary and secondary treatment facility, and/or collection and conveyance system. Now let's look at the targeted statement using keywords from the job description. Wastewater treatment operator that will utilize my experience in operating, monitoring, and maintaining wastewater treatment equipment and systems. As we've seen in both of these examples, we have taken the highlighted words from the job description, added them into our original statement to make targeted statements. You can see those words used underlined. Targeting. Virtually every resume, there should be a summary of qualifications or professional profile that is located in the top quarter of the first page. This is the portion of the resume in which most of the targeting is done. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. On the left side of the screen is the language from a job description, and on the right is the language used to incorporate the keywords while describing the qualifications. So we are going to look at job requirements first. Here's the first example. Laptop hardware experience, which enables candidate to completely disassemble and reassemble a laptop computer. Summary of qualifications might look something like this using the highlighted keywords from the job requirement. Capable of working on both desktop and laptop systems, including disassembly and reassembly of computer. Job requirement. Experience on networks that allows individuals to configure home and business networks. Summary of qualification might look something like this using those keywords. Skilled in configuring both business and home network systems. Job requirement. Experience in diagnosing and repairing computer hardware and software problems with a company. Summary of qualifications. Excellent troubleshooting and diagnostic skills in both hardware and software demonstrated throughout career. Job requirement. Experience providing computer service at customers' homes and business. Summary of qualification. Consistent superior evaluations from customers in quality of service for both in-home and store service. You should determine 4 to 8 key skills, knowledge, experience, and characteristics that the employer is seeking in which you are a good match. It is in the summary of qualifications that you might highlight these. Let's take a moment to create a statement using keywords. Identify a job you recently applied for. Select a qualification that they want. Create a statement that summarizes the qualifications. Pause the video and work on creating your statements. Resume video when you are ready to proceed. Your resume is more than facts about you. It needs to create a picture in the mind of the employer of a person well qualified for the position that is being filled. In a matter of a few seconds, the employer needs to be able to visualize you as having the qualities they need for the position. If the employer can't picture you in the position, your resume may not end up in the take a closer look pile. Quantify achievements. You want to make sure that you highlight your achievements. Think of things in your life, both work and personal, you are proud of. In work, some examples would be projects you've completed, goals met or exceeded, awards received, problems solved, or processes improved. Be specific by describing the demographics associated with the achievement as it may be relevant. Quantify and be specific as possible. Most of the examples of quantifying achievement will take place in the job descriptions. Not every item in your job descriptions will be quantifiable. There are times to be specific and times to be general. An example of this would be if there were only 3 in the class and you graduated third, then you would state something like, graduated third in my class. If there were a large number of graduates, say 50, you would say, graduated third in class of 50. Note that it does not need to be the exact number. It could be statements such as approximately, average, between this and that, or nearly. Let's take a moment to create a quantifying statement. Let's take a look at an original statement, prepared company payroll. Now let's quantify. The new statement, prepared company payroll for 800 in 12 locations over the United States. In this new statement, they are emphasizing that they handled money on a large scale, a large number of people, covering a large area, in a short time frame. Essentially, the employer is thinking money, time, and people. Let's take a look at another quantifying example. The original statement, improved inventory management system. So let's look at another one. The original statement says improved inventory management systems. So let's take a look at the new statement, quantifying. Developed new inventory management system that saved over $50,000 in the first year. In the new statement, we are emphasizing a problem that we solved and what the result was, leaving the employer to think about achievements and resolutions. What are your top 2 achievements? Write statements to quantify them. Pause the video and resume when you are ready to proceed. Selecting a resume format. There are 3 typical formats used for resume creation, and depending on your circumstances, one may be more appropriate than another. Let's start with chronological. It's most commonly used. Its work history starts with most recent and goes backwards, demonstrates a stable work history with minimal gaps. And it works great when it's the same type of work or industry. It can also show career growth. The functional format is great for career transitions, including military. It minimizes significant gaps in employment. It's great for those re-entering the job market after a long-term absence, and it focuses on targeted knowledge, skills, and abilities. The combination or blended can highlight relevant experience that is years in the past. It focuses on most relevant experience first, and it's the best of chronological and functional formats. Let's take a look at the chronological resume. As you see at the top, it'll state the professional profile. Remember when you created your brand? This is a great place to put that. Then you'll include a summary of your qualifications. This should be minimum of 3 and no more than 5. And then it goes into your list of experience. You will list your job title, where you worked, and the month and year you started and month and year you ended. You will also list 3 to 5 bulleted items of skills you possess that the employer is looking for. At the bottom of this resume, you're going to put relevant education, the functional format. As you see, the professional profile is at top. Then the summary of qualifications. Instead of your work history listed in chronological order, you're taking those top 3 skills that the employer is seeking and you're highlighting those in the body of the resume. Here you can see the individual chose healthcare, customer service, and administrative skills as the most important to the employer. They have included 3 to 5 bulleted items listing how they possess the skill the employer is looking for. Towards the bottom, you're going to see the work history, where you will list your employment history just as you did in the chronological, but with no further information. And then again, education at the bottom. The combination takes both the chronological and functional resume and puts them together. You will see the professional profile at top along with the summary of qualifications. And we've taken the top 2 skills the employer is looking for and included the work experience we have where we received that skill. As you can see under the first one, healthcare experience, they've listed those top 2 jobs that they required those skills with 3 to 5 bulleted items demonstrating those skills. And then in the administrative experience, they listed 3 of those jobs and 3 to 5 bulleted items of how they possess those skills. And of course, education at the bottom. Essential resume guidelines. Remember to target your resume using keywords and quantifying statements. Choose an easy-to-read layout and use a consistent style and format. Present your most important relevant information first. Remember, you're painting a picture of who you are and your capabilities. Double check and make sure your resume is error-free, that you're using brief and concise phrases. Use active verbs and provide details. Make sure every statement can be supported in an interview. Use only one page unless your work history or the position warrants more information. Evaluate each line and ask yourself, is this the best use of space? Make sure the margins are no more than 1 inch and no less than ½ inch. You want to leave enough white space so the information isn't overwhelming. Paper can be white, cream, or light gray. This is not as important as you think it is. Most of the time, employers are just going to copy it on the copier. Make the font Arial or Times New Roman, as this is the easiest to read. The standard is 12 point, but no smaller than 11 point. Be sure to visit our local website, WorkSourceSpokane.com, and create a Career Quest account today. It will allow you access to more information and advice on resumes, as well as access to the resume templates discussed today. And of course, don't forget to register as a job seeker on WorkSourceWA.com. and upload your resume so employers can find you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this virtual workshop. If you have any questions about this course's content, please email the WorkSource Spokane workshop team at esdwsspokaneworkshopteam@esd.wa.gov.